everybody excited? Don't be scared. Okay, so everybody has their handouts. If you look at your handouts, there are multiple end results for this upstyle. This is one of the ones that you're going to model. We have the demo book, which has your pictures in it. So at any point in time, you can see front, back, sides. If you look throughout the packet, there has French twists that have hair out. Ours, we want to look for all of the hair on the mannequin's head is put into this style. So you won't have any pieces dangling around the hairline. Everything will be encompassed into this. If you think of a bird's nest, you are on the right track because it's the bigger, the better. We are all going to be using our long hair mannequin. So everybody that is up to date on their work and caught up that has upstyle 1 or upstyle 2, you guys will complete it on the long hair mannequin. You cannot move on to this hairstyle until you've completed all of your other practical hairstyles because they build on each other. Remember, when you turn it in, back sheet, name on it, sign it into the sign-in, have it ready to go. The very first thing that we're going to do is what? Who can answer? Very first thing we do. Abigail. Sanitize your hands. Always there's a hand sanitizer on every station. We want to make sure, because we are in our client's personal space, that we have our hands clean. We touch a lot of things throughout the day. After every client, after every service, we sanitize our station, we sanitize our hands. The tools that we're going to need, if you can write it on your demo sheet, we are going to need your standard comb. Remember, it's your standard comb. We use this for 90% of all of our upstyles. You are going to need your teasing comb. Remember, it has the 5 metal prongs on the end. There are 2 blue combs like this, but we want the one with the 5 metal. We also want our teasing brush. Remember, this is the tall, long, skinny bristle brush. This is your teasing brush. Okay? We also want to go in and get our smoothing brush. It's not our vent brush that we used for the other hairstyles. This is our smoothing brush. We want to have butterfly clips. I would say 4 to 5 butterfly clips. We want bobby pins. How many bobby pins do we take? Anybody tell me? Olivia? 10. 10 to 12. Very good. When we're doing our bobby pins, we can always go back for extra. Why don't we take an entire box and dump it out on our station? What happens to those bobby pins once they're out of the box? Why do we have to throw them away? They can't be sanitized. Very good. We're also going to do 10 to 12 hairpins. You will not use all of the 10 to 12 hairpins, but you can use these to help hold the hair out of your space. If you have a flyaway, you can just stick it in and then pull your hairpin right out. We also want aerosol hairspray. Why do we use an aerosol instead of a spritz? What's the aerosol do? Megan? I can't hear you. Yep, it sprays a larger spray. And then, why do we have an empty basket? I can't hear you. Yep, put our tools in. And everything that we use goes in that basket. Remember, when we put everything in the dispensary to put it away, All metal implements go on a towel on the outside shelf and we spray it with larvicide. We don't spray it in dispensary. Okay? So I sanitize my hands. I have my station set up on a clean surface. Now we're going to move into our mannequin. And this guy does not want to stay with me today. So we're going to start on our long-haired mannequin. She already has some teasing from the upstyle too. So we're going to go in and I'm going to separate ear to ear. Okay? Everybody see ear to ear. I'm going to take my clips and I'm going to clip the top portion out of my way. We don't need to worry about that part right now. I'm going to come in ear to ear and I'm going to take that section and I'm going to neatly clip it out of my way. We're going to do the same thing on the left side. Remember, if you're left-handed, you'll do it exactly like myself. If not, you'll start opposite side and pull it over. If you're right-handed, you can start on this side and work towards the middle of your mannequin's head. If you're left-handed, you're going to start on the left side because it's your dominant hand, and you're going to bring it to the center of the head. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with our teasing brush. Using the ends, you're going to separate it. So I have two pieces, okay, two sections, left and a right. If I go too fast, let me know so you guys can write it down. Ready? You're going to take a section, probably about 1.5 inches from the bottom, and you're just going to start teasing. You're going to tease from the middle section of the hair towards your scalp. You want a lot of tease because you want that to be this foundation. Do you see how big it is right here? You need that foundation to put all of your hairpins and bobby pins inside. We are going to tease again, and we're going to continue to tease this whole section of the head, leaving your opposite side, either your left or your right side, out. You're working on one side right now. You're going to go in and you're just going to continue to tease. It is going to look extremely messy and extremely frizzy, and that's okay. That's where these two implements come in and work it all out. But for right now, you need this solid foundation. So you're going to take another section and you're going to tease. And you're going to tease again. It should pretty much stand out of the head. So if you look, it's standing straight out. Okay? This is where your arms are going to start to hurt now. You're going to gather the head starting at the nape. We work all of our upstyles up through the nape. You don't want any hair left out. And you're going to start grabbing the hair and you're going to smooth the outer ridge. So if you look, it's nice and smooth now. We don't have all of that frizziness. And you're going to roll. When you roll your arms up, this is where I said your arms are going to get tired. You're going to come up. Can you girls see? Yeah. You're going to go up and you're going to roll. So when you roll, like remember when we did our rollers, we took our rollers all the way to the end of the hair. You're going to take your hand to the end of the hair and you're going to roll it. Following with your other hand and your brush, you're going to take that to the center of the head. If you see, it's starting to form. Without releasing this side with my hand, I'm going to pull up and make a crisscross. I call it a railroad track. It's going to crisscross. Why do we crisscross our bobby pins? Laurel?
To lock it in.
To lock it into place. So we'll have every one will crisscross except the very end. That will be an open end. So starting from the nape of the neck, I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna pin the hair up against the scalp as tight as possible. I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna crisscross so that my bobby pins lock. Once it's locked, you won't have any problems with your hair falling out or getting loose. You'll take it, remember we don't use our mouths with the bobby pins, we use our fingers. And we're going to up against the scalp, I'm going down, and then I'm going to come up. And I'm gonna feel them lock. If you don't feel them lock, you can pull it out and reinsert your bobby pin. See how it's not moving? I can pull on it, it's not coming out of the head. You want that solid foundation. You can come around and you're gonna pin it again. And you're gonna lock that in place. See how it's right up against your client's scalp? It's not gonna hurt your client. You're not gonna dig it in. You're just sliding it up the scalp. You're gonna bring your pin down and you're gonna crisscross it. So you can see how they're crisscrossed. Can everybody see how they're crisscrossed? Can girls see? Can you girls see how they're crisscrossed? Megan?
Should we clip that other section away?
You can if you want to, because you're gonna roll that back into this piece. Everybody can see how it's crisscrossed? Yes. Remember, I struggle with this stand like you guys do. It doesn't like to stay. Do you see how this piece is kind of just hanging out? I'm just gonna take my arm again, and I'm gonna re-roll it so that it's nice and tight up against that scalp. Going in, and I'm gonna crisscross my bobby pin. This is not a style that you are gonna get every single day in the salon. It is not very sought after. Where you will find this style is in a specialty style. So if you're doing a wedding party, 90% of the mothers of the bride want the French twist. It's sophisticated and it's a timeless style. So that is something that you will have a lot of experience if you get into the scene where you're doing wedding hair, where you can make a lot of money with one wedding party. As long as you're clean and neat with your styles and you smooth everything out, you'll have nothing to worry about. So I have it in here. I'm locked and ready to go. My last bobby pin up at the top is wide open. I don't have it crisscrossed with anything else. I can shake and it's not going anywhere. You want to make sure your style holds because they're gonna dance. It could be, you know, some kind of award ceremony or anything where a woman wants to have that sophisticated style. Has anybody ever seen a French twist at weddings? Yeah. Anybody have any questions so far? Yes, Abigail.
Lock them all the way up.
I crisscrossed and locked them all the way up. Remember when we did up style 2 and we did a circle and every bobby pin crisscrossed and locked in, and then that way your hairstyle stayed in? The goal of doing any up style is to only have between 10 and 15 bobby pins. You don't need 200 bobby pins to hold that style if you're doing it properly. If you're locking those bobby pins, which is how they're made, if you notice, the hairpins don't have that, but the bobby pin does. The only way that you couldn't lock a bobby pin is if you overstretch it, because now it won't hold the hair, it won't grip the hair, and you can't push it back into your style. So if it's wide open, it's not usable, okay? Anybody else have any questions with this?
Like the last bobby pin you said, leave it loose. What does that mean?
What does it mean when I say leave it open?
Yeah.
So I have it coming up like this, and the reason I have it coming up is so that I can take these sections and lock it into place. So when you have this open, if I had this one closed, I couldn't lock it. This part is where you're gonna get into your own freestyle, if you're gonna want to do pin curls, if you're gonna wanna just twist the hair to bring it into the back. So the next thing I'm gonna do before I start on this side is I'm gonna spray the mannequin very lightly with some aerosol spray. I'm gonna follow it with my big smoothing brush. When I follow it, I'm going to use my hands and the brush, and I'm gonna smooth everything out. Remember, on this hairstyle, the bigger the better. You want that big space of hair. If you see a spot where you're like, I don't really like that, you can go back in and pull it out a small bit at a time with your fingertips. You don't want to go in with the brush because the brush is a lot stronger than what your fingertips force will be. So you're going to come over to your other side now, and you're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to tease it, tease it, tease it, tease it. Okay? So you're going to start at the nape of the neck. You can go in with a hairpin and hold this out of the way so that you don't interrupt the part that you've already had locked in place. And you're just going to tease it, and you're going to tease it. When you think you're done teasing, tease it some more. And you're just going to keep going. Okay? So it should look like the other side where it was standing out. Okay? Then you're going to take it, always move to the side that you're working on so that you're directly around it. If I'm trying to go from here and pull it this way, I'm not going to be able to center it. So you want to move with your client. Obviously, a real client, you can move the chair. Our mannequins, they're kind of stiff. You can't move them. And you're just going to start, again, at the nape of the neck, holding your arm up. You're going to roll towards the center because your goal is to connect. So you're going to take it, you're going to start like you do a roller, and you're going to roll the hair. And you're going to keep rolling it until you get to the center of the hair. You're going to grab your bobby pin, starting at the nape of the neck, and you're going to connect it. Remember, you have that train track already connected and already locked in place. So what you're going to do is you're going to find that bobby pin, and if you're in the center of the head, you won't have any trouble connecting. You'll feel it. So I'm going to go in the nape of the neck, and I'm connecting it to the bobby pin. So I can release it, and that bottom's in there. Okay? So then you can just start moving. If you drop it, you can just re-roll it to get it to where you want it to sit. Do you see how I'm holding it up nice and tall? My elbow doesn't drop. If my elbow drops, my hair drops. So elbow up. Your shoulders are going to be sore. That means you're doing it right. Does anybody have any questions on how to get the other side over? Everybody's good? Are you guys scared to do this or excited? Who said scared? Harry, why are you scared? If you can see, it's already locked into place. I have 3 bobby pins in there right now, and it's locked into place. As long as you use that crisscross lock foundation, you don't need an excessive amount of bobby pins. Your clients will thank you at the end of the night when they're pulling them all out of their head, because they've had that big day of dancing. Now see, I don't like this piece, so this is where your hairpins can come into play as well. You can take it, you only need to open your hairpin a little bit. You're going to grab that piece of hair, and you're going to connect it to your bobby pin, and that one piece disappears. Okay? Do you guys feel confident in this part to where we can move to the front, or do you want to break this up into a 2-step? I'm leaving it up to you. Did you say 3 steps?
No, I said I'm space.
Flip it over. Abigail.
How do you like hit it? Like how do you get it to pivot? Like you grab it and put it on the side?
The hairpin or the bobby pin? The hairpin?
It's a bobby pin.
The bobby pin. When you go in, do you remember when you did up style and you went in up against the scalp? So you're following the nape of the neck and you're clipping it. And then your next one, you're gonna go in because you know where that bobby pin is. You can search around. If you take your, can everybody see me? If you take your bobby pin and you move it around, do you see it's not moving now? It's stuck on that bobby pin. So now I'm locking it into place and it's in. It's not gonna fall out. It's not gonna move. It locked. That's the most important thing besides the teasing foundation to give you that volume is that lock. Because once it's locked, your bobby pins aren't moving. Sorry, Mary doesn't like to sit still.
Just go up.
Yes.
Pause your video.